What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is John. Today, a big box good. The Igloo Playmate, little Playmate I picked up at Dick's Sporting Goods for $24.99. Today, a first impressions overview and test of its features. We're going to quickly talk about some of the fun and interesting facts, explain its iconic design, and also talk about how a cooler like this, even though it's 50 years old, is still good. To begin the video, just a quick rundown. The Igloo Playmate, little Playmate is a classic iconic cooler, great for taking drinks to the beach, to the pool, or on pretty much any occasion you can see yourself taking beverages with you. Not only can you find this cooler in blue like we have in front of us here today, but in classic red, pink, and green, as well as 10 other additional colors, all of which harken back to the 1990s. Also on Dick's Sporting Goods website is a similar looking cooler, also by Igloo, also branded a Playmate cooler for $35. Not the same cooler, just a little bit different. We'll talk about the differences in the additional and upcoming segments, but just to clarify, two coolers are available on dicksportinggoods.com. This one for $25 and a second one for $35. And last, but most importantly not least, just keep this in mind on the front of the cooler, even though it has facts and figures such as 6 liters or 7 cans, just beware it mentions nothing about how long it keeps ice or keeps drinks cool. From testing earlier in the week, I was able to use this cooler for up to a day, a little bit over a day, keeping drinks cool. Afterwards, it begins to perspire and ice begins to melt. Okay, now that we've done just a basic rundown, a quick overview, let's discover and talk about a couple of interesting and fun features. Now, what makes the little Playmate by Igloo so classic and so iconic is it was the first cooler to have a molded handle into the lid, making it easy and versatile to carry. But where this cooler differs from other coolers on the market is 9 times out of 10, a cooler with a handle built in is likely a backpack or some kind of tote, maybe by Yeti or from other comparable brands. This, even though it has the handle molded into the lid, still retains its cool and classic look, easy to carry, but most importantly, the finish, it's plastic and lightweight, unlike a tote, which can actually become weighed down or maybe just give a little bit more of an adult-like impression. This, I think, is youthful, it's young, it's fun. Take this to the beach, take this to the pool, pack a couple drinks and have a good time. Now, integral to the design of the little Playmate is a button at the right-hand side of the cooler, which locks into place as the cooler shuts, keeping it secure. And because it's only on the right-hand side of the cooler, it's less likely to open up accidentally carrying it, therefore reducing the risk of things falling out walking this down to the beach. A lot of times you'll notice carrying things down to the beach, you're carrying more things than one. You want to set up and start relaxing. This cooler stays secure, it stays shut. The downside is, of course, that because the button is on the right-hand side and because it's at the side of the cooler and recessed, it does make it difficult to open the cooler using one hand. One particular advantage to the design of the cooler is packing it with bottles. You can actually keep the neck of the bottle raised above the ice to take out of the cooler more easily. This is made possible, like I said, due to the design of the lid of the cooler, which as you can see is like an A with the handle integrated or molded into the lid itself. Now, on Dick's Sporting Goods website, both Dick's Sporting Goods and Igloo refer to this lid as a swivel lid, but I liken this action to more of a slide or a push, depending on how you approach the cooler. Swivel, I think, denotes an outward, almost circular motion, but this lid, as you can see, pushes or pulls off. If you open the cooler directly, you find yourself pushing the lid. Sitting next to the cooler, you find yourself reaching down, perhaps pulling the lid instead. One major benefit of this design is that the lid swivels left and right, making the cooler overall more practical to use and easy to fill, because as you can see, the design of the cooler with its A-frame lid becomes actually square and flat and easy to place underneath, say, a vending machine. Now, after attempting to open the lid with it locked and items inside, you'll notice that even with one button at the side of the cooler, it's extremely difficult to open, making it even more secure than originally thought. Okay, now that we've covered some fun and interesting features about the cooler, let's actually talk about a couple of interesting facts and make comparisons to other coolers and even lunch boxes on the market. So this being a product of the 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and going into the 2000s is, of course, it's small and lightweight. Most coolers nowadays are big, they're bulky, they're heavy, they're durable, they're rugged. They can pack ice for up to a week long in some instances and carry a ginormous amount of food and water and other items. This, on the other hand, like I said, a product of the 90s, it's small, it's lightweight. This segment of products hadn't really been developed or matured entirely. So this is a first generation product, I would say, even though it doesn't offer some of the same advantages of modern day cooling accessories like totes and backpacks and wheeled coolers and things of that nature by Yeti and other popular brands. It does still play an important role because it's small and lightweight, which makes it portable and compact and easy to carry. Like I said, in this segment, facts and comparisons to other coolers on the market. So inside, you'll notice it's plastic, it's eco-friendly, it's actually styrofoam on the inside, keeping it well insulated. But one feature missing compared to other coolers on the market is BPA free. So nothing on Dick's Sporting Goods website or on the front of the cooler talking about the plastic, even though it says eco-friendly on Dick's Sporting Goods website. What I would have liked to have seen is also a rating for BPA free.
Okay, now before the end of the video, a comparison I'd like to make is first our cooler compared to the Retro Limited Edition Playmate Mini 4-quart, also sold at Dick's Sporting Goods. So first and foremost, for $24.99 is the little Playmate 7-quart cooler. This is the one we reviewed. This is the color we bought, aqua teal, white, yellow. A couple of similar looking colors, but you know ours from the rest because we actually have blue lettering and teal base. So, like I said, 12 different colors. You can get black, which is cool. The classic red, you can get red with blue. And then, of course, compared to the retro model for $40, originally this was $35, but you'll actually be quite surprised because you'll notice in the title here, it's 4 quarts instead of 7 quarts with the little Playmate, which we reviewed. So this is a limited edition model. It actually looks better in my opinion. I like the beefed up base. I like the lines. It looks just muscular. It looks a little bit more athletic looking. But the downside to this one, even though the design is exactly the same, first and foremost, it comes in one color only, but 4 quarts instead of 7 quarts. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, two types of little Playmate coolers at Dick's Sporting Goods. Today we reviewed the model for $24.99, but you can also get one for $40. It's smaller, but it does look a little bit beefier. And the color option, even though you don't have all the color options, it's still a good option to choose from. It's a conservative and nice looking color, I think. But okay, so aside from what you can find at Dick's Sporting Goods, you can get the Playmate cooler at other retailers too, but with a snag. So first and foremost, the good news here is for $21.97, you're actually getting the classic Playmate iconic design. You're getting 16 quarts instead of 4 or 7, so substantially bigger. Uh, but also cheaper. So $21.97 at Home Depot, you can find the Playmate. It's a little bit different looking, but it's cheaper. It doesn't come in many different colors, and it's bigger. Also, at Walmart, you can find the 4-quart. Now, what's cool about this option is if you want that retro limited edition 4-quart mini cooler, but in a different color, say if you dislike the green color sold at Dick's Sporting Goods, you can get it in red at Walmart for $12.99 and for substantially less money than at Dick's Sporting Goods. So you'll see here at Walmart it's $12.99 and at Dick's Sporting Goods it's $40. Why the drastic price difference between Walmart and Dick's Sporting Goods? I can't explain that. And last but not least, at Target, the exact same cooler you get at Home Depot, the Playmate Max Cold, just slightly different branding. It's 16 quarts, just like at Home Depot. $21.97 at Home Depot, $23.99 at Target, but a different color. A little bit more conservative and lighthearted. As you can see, a family barbecue is who they're marketing this at. The Home Depot, I think this would probably gear towards someone maybe working in construction, using this as a lunchbox or taking with them to work drinks, Gatorade, water, things of that nature. But great options all around, whether you go to the Home Depot, Dick's Sporting Goods to get the retro like we have, or the little Playmate 7-quart like we have also. Anyways, guys, that was just a quick comparison. Now for the end of the review.
Anyways, guys, that has been a first impressions, an overview, a comparison. Because I picked this up at Dick's Sporting Goods, that makes this a big box good. Today we compared this to other coolers, similar coolers by Igloo, but sold at different stores. This is a 7-quart cooler. You can get this exact same cooler, just a little bit different looking, but in 4 quarts. Interestingly enough, on Dick's Sporting Goods website, the 4-quart cooler is actually $10 more expensive, or $15 more expensive, excuse me. But you can also find a 16-quart Igloo Playmate at Home Depot or at Target. They are roughly $25. So around this price point, you can get a 16-quart cooler, not at Dick's Sporting Goods, at other fine big box retail stores like Home Depot and Target, for example. But just to compare, for $25, this cooler is still good. 12 colors. Here in front of us, this is like an aqua teal blue. Of course, the aqua teal refers to the base color. White handle across all coolers, except for, I think, the black cooler, which might have a blue lid. Let's check into that another time. But of course, blue denotes the blue Playmate logo. A little bit unfortunate that you can find the 4-quart cooler and it's more expensive, which is a little bit strange, but hey, that being said, still good either way. Even though it's smaller than other more capable coolers by other top brands, it's a phenomenal buy because, of course, its size and weight make it portable and easy to carry. Also, we talked about the design today. It's got the swivel lid. It opens on one side. It's a button. Because the button is on one side, it's less likely to open. It's just more secure all around, I thought. And most importantly, because of its iconic A-shaped lid or tent frame lid, what's actually cool is underneath the handle that's molded into the lid is free space. So it's easy actually to keep bottlenecks raised out of the ice, easy to grab. Okay, phenomenal cooler, still good, great for up to a day for taking to the pool, taking to the beach. Depending on the type of ice you use will, of course, depend on how long the cooler can keep drinks cold. So vending machine ice, maybe from a hotel, expect to use this for up to a day. ready ice, for example, something that you would maybe get at a convenience store, something that's a little bit more durable, a little bit more heavy duty, and even more heavy duty than that, think of dry ice, for example, you'll obviously receive better results. So, with that being said, because I picked this up at Dick's Sporting Goods, that does make this a big box good. Thank you so much again for tuning in. My name is John. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell icon to get notified when we post to YouTube. Thanks again so much for tuning in. My name is John. I will see you in the next video.